Good morning, all of you. Myself, KVS Murthy, working as Assistant Professor in CSC Department, SRKR Engineering College, Bhimavaram. Course Cryptography and Network Security, and topic Classification of Cryptographic Systems. The main objectives of this lecture are classification of cryptographic systems, substitution and transposition techniques, symmetric cryptographic systems, block ciphering, and Feastel cipher structure. This is the model of network security. So if any sender wants to send some message to recipient in a secured manner, first he prepares the message and encrypt it using some key to get the ciphertext, and that ciphertext will be transmitted over the communication channel. If any opponent enters into the communication channel, he is able to read the ciphertext and it is not at all understandable to him. To decrypt the ciphertext, he requires the key which is not known to him. Now the message is transmitted over the channel and the message is received by the ciphertext is received by the receiver. After receiving the ciphertext, the receiver will decrypt it using the key and to get the plain message back. In this way, the network security model will operate. This is the classification of cryptographic systems. Cryptographic systems are classified into symmetric key cryptographic systems or asymmetric key cryptographic systems. And in symmetric key cryptographic systems, we have classical cryptography as well as modern cryptography. In classical cryptography, again, we have transposition ciphers and substitution ciphers. Whereas in modern cryptography, we have stream ciphering and block ciphering. This is the criteria used for classification of cryptographic systems. Types of operations used. Based on types of operations used, cryptographic systems are classified into substitution techniques and transposition techniques. In substitution techniques, one plain text letter is replaced with some other letter to get the ciphertext, whereas in the transposition techniques, the plain text letters are rearranged to get the ciphertext letters. Number of keys used. Based on the number of keys used, cryptographic systems are classified into two types: symmetric or conventional and asymmetric or public key. In symmetric cryptographic systems or conventional cryptographic systems, a single key is shared between sender and receiver, and they can use that key for encryption and decryption. Whereas in asymmetric or public key crypto systems, each user is having two keys, a public key and private key pair, and one key is used for encryption and other key is used for decryption. The way in which ciphertext is produced, based on this, cryptographic systems are two types: block ciphering and stream ciphering. In block ciphering, a block of plain text is translated to a block of ciphertext, whereas in stream ciphering, each plain text letter is translated to a cipher letter. And this diagram shows the criteria for classification cryptographic systems: types of operations used for transmission, number of keys used, the way in which ciphertext is produced. Based on the types of operations used, cryptographic systems are two types: substitution and transposition types. And in the substitution, each plain text letter is replaced with some other letter, and in the transposition techniques, the given plain text is rearranged to get the ciphertext. Based on the number of keys used, cryptographic systems are categorized into two parts. One is conventional cryptographic systems are same key and different key, that is called asymmetric key cryptographic system. The way in which ciphertext is produced are divided to two types: block ciphering and stream ciphering. In block ciphering, each plain text block is translated to ciphertext block, whereas in stream ciphering, each plain text letter is translated to ciphertext letter. And this is one substitution technique. Here we use the substitution technique called Caesar cipher technique. Here each plain text letter is replaced with some other letter which is standing three positions further to it. That is, A is replaced with D, B is replaced with E, C is replaced with F, like that. The expressions on the encryption and decryption are like this. On the encryption side, we have the expression C equal to P plus 3 mod 26, and for the decryption, we have the expression P equal to C minus 3 mod 26. Why it is mod 26? The characters are circularly read, right? So Z is replaced with C, like that. So here is an example. The plain text letter is CSE and the corresponding ciphertext letters are F, V, H. That is, C is replaced with F, S is replaced with V, and E is replaced with H. This is what we called as substitution technique, and it is known as Caesar cipher technique. And this is the improvement of Caesar cipher technique known as a Captain Midnight Code. Here each plain text letter is replaced with some other letter which is standing k positions further to it. Remember, in Caesar cipher technique, each plain text letter is replaced with some other letter which is standing only 3 positions further to it. Here in the Captain Midnight Code, each plain text letter is replaced with some other letter which is standing k positions further to it. Right, in the Captain Midnight Code, the key space is increased. The expressions on the encryption is C equal to P plus K mod 26, where K is any value between 1 and 25. In a similar way, decryption side, P equal to C minus K mod 26, where K is running from 1 to 25, any value between 1 and 25. And here is how the brute force attack is performed by the analyst or intruder. A brute force attack is also known as an exhaustive search, is a cryptographic hacking that uses guessing of all possible combinations of the targeted password or key until the correct password or key is discovered. Right? If we use Caesar cipher technique, the key space is only 1, that is a 3. So it can be easily breaked out by the brute force attack. Suppose if we are using Captain Midnight Code, the intruder may guess the value for K. Right? Consider the following plain text: meet me after the party. The following is the ciphertext when K equal to 4 according to the Captain Midnight Code. K equal to 4 means each plain text letter is replaced with 4 positions after letter. So M is replaced with Q, E is replaced with I. Like that, we will get the ciphertext. Now the analyst can break this type of ciphertext using brute force attack. Here the analyst will try all possible values of K, that is from K equal to 1 to 25. He can try when K equal to 1. He will get the given ciphertext is translated to some other words like that, PHHW like that. When K equal to 2, again we got some other message. When K equal to 3, he got some other message. When K equal to 4, he got the message which is in readable format, so he stopped the process. In this way, the brute force attack will proceed. If the user uses K equal to 4, if the user uses K equal to 4, the analyst is going to try only 4 possibilities. If the user uses K equal to 22, then the analyst needs to check like this for 22 times. This is the way how the brute force attack proceeds. Now this is the Playfair algorithm, and this is also known as the simplest multi-letter encryption algorithm. It treats diagrams in the plain text as a single unit and converts them into ciphertext. First of all, the user prepares one key. Here let us consider the key as monarchy, M-O-N-A-R-C-H-Y. Now the user constructs a 5 by 5 matrix with the key letters and other alphabets. Here is the 5 by 5 table matrix. The first letters are monarchy, that is the key arranged. After that, we have to write the remaining English alphabets. So already A is there in the key, so we start with B. C is already there in the key, so the next letter will be D. So next letter will be E, next letter will be F. Like that, we have to write all the keys, all the English alphabets in the cells. Right? Here, remember, I and J both will be written in one cell. So this is what we known as a 5 by 5 matrix that was used in Playfair algorithm. Now the following are the rules used for encryption in Playfair ciphering. The plain text is split into 2 letters or diagrams. The plain text letters in the diagram that fall in the same row of the matrix are replaced with the next letters in the same row. The plain text letters in the diagram that fall in the same column of the matrix are replaced with the next letters in the same column. The plain text letters that are not in same row or not in same column, or each of the plain text letter is replaced with the letter that lies in the same row and other column. In this way, from these rules we can get the ciphertext. Now this example table shows the idea. The plain text is meet me after the party. The plain text will be split into two characters. These are known as diagrams. Now look at these diagrams. ME. in the matrix, in the monarchy matrix. Here ME is the plain text letters. Now look at the table. M is here, E is here. That means both are in the same column. So M is replaced with C and E is replaced with L. So in this way we can get the ciphertext, right? So finally, after we have to write all these ciphertext blocks in this way to get the final ciphertext. Now these are the transposition techniques. In the transposition techniques, the ciphertext is generated by performing some set of permutations on the plain text letters. Here we will discuss about the rail fence technique, in which the plain text is written down in a sequence of diagonal and then read off as a sequence of row. That is the plain text row. Plain text is meet me after the toga party. We can write like this: M diagonal wise E, again E diagonal wise T, M diagonal wise E. Here the diagonal is of length 2. You can also take the diagonal of length 3. In such a case, you can write M E E like that. Here we are writing the diagonal of 2. Now we read the ciphertext. We read these characters row by row. That means M E M A like that, and this becomes the ciphertext. Here we are rearranging the characters of the plain text to get the ciphertext, and we are not replacing any character with other character. In this way the ciphertext is produced. Now coming to the stream ciphering and block ciphering, a stream cipher encrypts digital data stream 1 bit or 1 byte at a time. Examples of classical stream cipher are AutoKeyed Wegener cipher and Vernam cipher. A block cipher encrypts a block of plain text to produce a ciphertext block. Typically the block sizes are 64 bits or 128 bits are used. DES algorithm is an example of block ciphering. Thank you one and all.